Private chat.
Okay, and we're live.
We're live.
We're live.
We're live and we're alive.
Alive and live.
That's it.
Hello, Anton.
Hello, Anya. Good,
Good
good to be here.
to see you back here. You haven't been live for a while.
Yeah, I haven't been on. It's gonna be almost 3 years in June because I did it with that other guy. But our collaboration is the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
So, hi everyone in the chat. Who do we have here? Brandy, Max, Dolly Daydream. Well, she's off to bed. Good night, night. James, Johan, and I saw a few before, but I can't see them anymore. Johan!
I can't see the chat. I don't see anybody.
You
Do I,
don't see the chat?
do I have to go over to YouTube or
Actually, not. There is actually the chat right on the side.
it says private chat or comments? Hold on. Oh, okay. There it is. Oh my
You
God.
got it? Yeah.
Anya, is there a room to?
Comments.
Oh, so if I wanted to type in the chat, I have to switch over to private chat and then say
No, you just write on the post a comment down there. Natalie!
post a comment. I don't see that. Oh,
On the right side on the top.
okay.
Got it?
I think
Hey,
so.
Flip!
Flip J. Hello. Hey, Johan, make you a sandwich. Been a long time. Huh? I actually started that one with Anya.
Yeah, the sandwich. Go make
Like
me I don't even remember how, but it was funny. And it still is funny.
it was in Rick's chat
Oh, yeah.
where we actually met.
Kelly! Hey, girl!
Hello, everyone.
And Michaela. No, Michelle, but I always keep spelling her name wrong. So that's an insider now. Tim! Oh my God, Tim, how the hell are you? I have not seen you in ages.
I see a lot of familiar names here.
Yeah, many.
Experimental elemental sandwich. Yeah.
Sandwich. Yeah, Natalie does Western, right? You do Western, Natalie, astrology, or is that Vedic too? I'm not sure. I think it's, yeah, Western, I believe.
Hey, Josie, how are you? Nice to see you.
Josie,
Josie met her too at
my love.
Things Chat. Hello, Michelle.
So really good to see you all. Even Kelly is here. Kelly is my friend.
Western Saddles. Planetary Protector.
And I'm not getting drunk. This is apple cider, just saying.
Yeah, I actually asked Anya earlier if she's drinking beer. That's not good. Apple cider.
No, it's apple cider. Jeremy got us apple cider. I love apple because I'm the Apple CEO now. So, yeah, shall we begin?
That's
So, yeah, we wanted to talk about, because we always chat a bit, and then we were talking about karma. And then I was like, hey, that sounds like the three Norns. And then we started talking more, and we discovered similarities.
We did.
So, so I thought it would be interesting, maybe if I tell you a bit, then Anton can shoot with his Vedic. It's like actually really interesting. And we wanted to find comparison, and you can ask questions if you have some. So so everyone that watches my channel knows I'm into the Norse mythology. I mean, I'm not the specialist by all means. Like I'm not even scratching the surface, right? I'm doing my shamanic see Kona journeys and my work, so I see certain things a little different, anyways, than it's presented in the mythology. And I mean, we know in legend or mythology, there's always some truth in there or symbolism.
Mm.
Um, so, and what I found is always this Trinity symbol,
Mm.
right? Right. We always have this the tree of the three of this, the three of that, the Trinity. It's like a circle, like in all kind of cultures. So in the Norse, we have, for example, I'm not going all into the details, of course, just little scratching on the surface. In the Norse, we have Odin and his brother Vil and his brother V. So three. Um, the faces of the triple moon goddess. We have the maiden, the woman, and the crown. Three. Then also in the North, we have the two first human that were created out of a tree, Ask and Embla, and they got their life breathed in by and they were living in the tree of Yggdrasil. So three. Um, and those two got their life breath by Odin, Loki, and Hönir. Three. And if you look at Ask and Embla, the first two human, in the tree, they become one with the tree. So that's why I like to call it actually more the three, the Trinity, because
Right.
there's always a tree involved, and it always surrounds the tree. Same with the Norse, and we have the three Norse that are responsible for first of all, keeping tree of Yggdrasil, the roots, healthy, which symbolizes us, our life, our planet, and they're weaving the net of destiny, the weird. So, and I talked about this a bit before. So we have the first one. She's called Urd, and she's the weaver of fate, which is the past. And it is what has been passed to us from primeval times, past life, even from ancestors carried over, which we do sometimes, or from past lives. So, and this is the karma we bring with us. Then we have a Dandi, and she is the weaver of what will become our present. And she symbolizes the becoming and passing away. So this is the karma we can work off, that we can get rid of. We can cut the ties, we release ancestral debts, past lives again, whatever comes up. And we make sure we don't build up another one, because that will form the future. So there we have Skuld, and she's the norn of what will be or what should be the future, right? And this is what we can control, by the way. There is always a path for us, a path that we chose to take. So, and this is what awaits us in the future. So, also what we create now through our own fault, if you want to see it. If we screw up something again, if we didn't work hard enough, the first crap,
Mm.
and or if we go free, right? But I never really see that. So you can just make sure not to build up enough, because it keeps being a circle. So it's actually death, life, and rebirth, past, present, futures, and one affects the other. So, and they live down by the well of Urd, and this is where all the knowledge lies in North mythology. It's in the underworld. And this means also you go deep inside yourself, like on shamanic journeys. Like most people are creeped out when they hear, underworld, heal. Oh my God, right? It's like, get
Yeah.
a hold of yourself. It has,
Or a lake of fire, eternal damnation, which I totally disagree with, because if
yeah,
God is a loving God, if you love something or someone, you're not gonna like torture them, right?
no,
So exactly.
it's a bunch of crap. So this underworld, it is symbolic for, and I traveled there on shamanic journeys. This is, you know, where you really, the knowledge that is deep buried, whatever you need to know. If you need to know something, if you have to work off something, if you have to heal something, this is where you go deep inside, deep, right?
Yeah.
So, and with this North Trinity, I want to call it now.
Trinity.
Trinity, the past, present, future it's all connected. And with this, you have to understand that even your future can become the past. Your action decides. So if you let go of your past, what you no longer need, the things that are holding you back, you change your present behavior and therefore the future. So it could even happen at times on certain journeys, meditation, that you get a message from your higher self from the future, because it can glimp into it. I'm not talking time traveling here, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and this means you can change also your present behavior and to change the future again. So, yeah, it's really a big, big net, and the they weave the net, and we have to. I just imagine it as a net. So, and in the center is our path. This is our goal in our life. This is where we have to go, whatever that goal is, whatever the path is that we picked. So, you can either take the thread straight through, or you go there because this wasn't too comfortable for you. Then you go there, but then you have to go another because you meet people again, and you will meet down the road. You will meet the people you have to meet. You will do what you have to do. You will have to solve what you have to do. Like, for everyone out there that feels that they're running against the wall, like, I
Yeah.
can't move, just turn around, take another one, because that's mostly a sign that, or that you're either not moving forward on the right path, or that you still have to deal with an issue that you're trying to really avoid, and it's not possible. You cannot avoid it. It will bite you in the ass somewhere down that net, that weird. So, so and now this is you, in the Vedic, you have the three kinds of karmas too, right? That the prarabdha, you have to say that, I can't.
Yeah, there's three. So they're called the Sanchita, Prarabdha, or Kriyamana, or another one for Kriyamana is Agami. So those are the three types of karmas. Now the Sanchita are it's an accumulation of all of the karmas that we have accumulated over different lifetimes. The Prarabdha are it's a portion of those accumulated karmas that are given to us that we're born with. And then the Agami karma is the karmas that we accumulate in this life. So while we're exhausting our karmas from previous lifetimes, we're actually accumulating new ones. You see?
Yeah.
Now the prarabdha karma, it cannot be changed or altered, can't be avoided. We have to face them. And our karmas are like everyday life. So like remember, like we had our conversation this morning on the phone, and I said that everyday life, it's inevitable. If like we don't plan to have a shitty day, it just happens, right? And that's part of the prarabdha karma. Now, what can be changed are the sanchita and the agami. Now, according to the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that if we make positive changes in this lifetime, then it can suppress all of the negative karmas that we've accumulated in the past, which I think is
Yeah.
awesome. I think it's good. That's a good thing. Now, within the Kriyamana, there's two other types of karmas. Okay, you got it's called instant karma and seeded. Seeded, SEEDED. So instant karma, for example, is you go out in society, you commit a crime, you get caught, you get arrested, you go to court, off to prison. That's instant. Seeded karma is the karmas that from the actions that we commit that we're gonna have to face later on. So again, another example, if we do something and we get away with it, you bet your ass karma is gonna pay you a visit. You go outside and you rob somebody on the street and you get away with it because there's no witnesses, no CCTV, no real physical description, dead in the night, and you get away with it. Well, in the future, somebody's gonna rob you.
Yeah, and it could be even happen instantly, right? You're walking down the street with your loot that you just got from someone, and someone across the corner whacks you over the head, and
that's another instant karma, yeah. So yeah, karma is like Skynet. It's always aware. Always aware, watches everything. That's what Smart Negative said. Karma is Skynet. I like that.
Here, Josie had a question. Uh, is it like when a child feels something life changing will be done when they become an adult?
Is that for me or for you?
No, general for both.
Okay, what's the question again?
Hold on, let me scroll up again.
Hold on a second.
Is it like when a child feels something life changing will be done when they become an adult?
I guess if they become aware.
I mean, children or kids, they're a little more open anyways. They're like, not all blocked with programming and crap. So they're like totally free-minded, still free spirits, and not put in that cage that programming does with us.
Mm. Yeah, like when I was a kid, I had like absolutely like no clue why my life is the way it is. Why? Am I cursed? Was there some witchcraft involved? Like what the hell's going on? I had like no clue, and I searched for like so many answers for so many years. And then when I started getting into like Vedic astrology back in like 2016, over the years I started to learn. And then once I read my chart and I learned how to read my chart, it just everything became like clear to me. But had I attained that knowledge when I was a child, then I would have took like for sure I would have took a different course back then. But again, like I said earlier, some things just can't be avoided. That's again that's the prarabdha.
Here, Flip said that could be a sense of seeing a future possibility. Yeah, that's what I mean. I do journeys and sitkonas or other shamans or everyone who gets a glimpse of the future. That's not only like for our well-being. Like not only you can influence that if your path is leading you down a certain path, like is it maybe distractions, is it totally ego or whatever, right? And you keep doing this down the road, and maybe you get a glimpse of your higher self in the future that comes back and says, you fucked that up, you're gonna be very lonely, and just an example. So, and then maybe that will whack you awake, right? Like, oh, okay, I don't like what I see. I better. It's like here, the Christmas Carol story here. What's this? Scroogey. Like he talked to three, right?
Yep.
So that's the same. Yeah, I just remember that one. and and seeing the future, is it like when you get a glimpse of the future, that doesn't mean it's necessarily all written in stone. Certain events, yes. Will things come in place and be renewed? Yes. It's just the way how we get there, right? So this is why everyone tries to do their best to make it a nice change. So
Right, and our future is determined by our course of action.
yeah,
So like I explained earlier about the prarabdha, like it can't be avoided. It's part of everyday life. That's why we have good days, bad days. We have all sorts of different things. But then while we're going through everyday life and we're accumulating, the agami, well, that's because of free will. You see, everybody's got free will. So if you're going through like a very negative situation, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? How are you gonna react to the situation? Are you gonna do it? You're gonna deal with it in a positive manner, or are you gonna deal with it negative? It's pretty basic, right?
it
Um,
is. Do you want to carry that negative energy around and affect everyone around you, or do you want to be more uplifting, want to do the best out of your situation to even support others going through the same shit, maybe?
exactly. And the thing in Hinduism, like you mentioned about was it three deities, right? In Hinduism, or you said the Trinity. In Hinduism, there is a Trinity. It's called the Trimurti.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Brahma, the creator of the universe, okay, of this universe. Then you got Vishnu, who's the preserver, and then you got Shiva, the destroyer. So there's the creation. So you got God, generator, operator, and destroyer. That's where the word God comes from. Okay, and
That's a good one.
yeah, so it says that Brahma has a lifespan of like trillions and trillions of years, and then once he wakes up out of from his meditation on the lotus flower, everything just contracts and gets destroyed, and then restarts again. So there's people in this world that are facing karmas from previous creations.
Yeah, it goes.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
like
really
the Norns, the primal karmas, primal.
primal, yeah. So you gotta be careful. Like, can you imagine like we're facing karmas from like two creations ago? Like how long ago was that? Like how long are we gonna continue this cycle of samsara? Samsara means the cycles of death and rebirth. You know?
Yeah, and that's what it is: the death, the birth, rebirth, death, rebirth, with the three Norns as well.
Yeah.
I mean, when I talking of primal uh, karmas, when I did my first journey, when all this whole complete shit show starts, and I'm not saying the word either, I did a journey, and it it was that close. It was that close that the thread was cut for this planet. It was literally like that's it. It was like a wake up call
Yeah.
for humanity, I would say, uh, to have more respect to each other, to stick together, to be more one with nature, because we are part of it. It's that Trinity. If think where we come from, and yeah, it was a wake up call, and I thought it was that close, that rebirth thing would have been done without us even realizing, and but yeah, this is a chance not to screw it up again by the powers that be. So, but the most important thing is like really um, not to build up more karmas. And it's happening, and I see it everywhere. We have left, we have right, we have black, we have white, we have dark magicians, light magicians. And there cannot be such thing of separations. All you have to do is just go your way. Don't let anyone pull you left or right. It has to be together like the yin and yang. But if you pull it apart, it's over.
It's
It's
done. It's done. It's done. You have to have polarity too, right?
yeah.
There has to be polarity. There has to be, light and day, good and evil. Some people don't understand the concept of it. Again, it's all a part of free will. Because the true God is not into slavery. He doesn't condone slavery. The true God doesn't condone the killing of innocent children, babies. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean.
There has to be, in the scriptures, the Bible, it says he's a loving God. Okay, so
I mean,
a loving God's gonna give everybody, liberties to make choices, right?
and I mean, I see that we were all at one point one, one nice little group, even in Atlantis or wherever. We were a nice little group of people in harmony with nature, in tune with nature, with everyone else. We had our abilities, they were used for good. And then something happened, whatever happened. Like I like to take Atlantis for comparison. Whatever happened there, greed, and they blew themselves up for whatever reasons, we will never know. I'm thinking we're carrying some of that with us.
Mm.
So, and now again, we got a new chance. Here you go, the rebirth. So, and then again, it got split, dark and light. Woof, ripped apart. And now we have really to work on that we put that together. Like, it's so hard to explain, especially I say in magical aspect. Like for me, there is no dark magic, there is no light magic. It is the purpose of what you do with this energy.
Exactly. So you can do magic for good, or you can do it for, to harm somebody.
Yeah, it is the intention. So I throw a fit when people tell you, are you white witch or dark witch? I'm like, don't even.
Are you a white witch or a what?
I'm like, okay, what is white witch for you? Yeah, you do white magic. I'm like,
Like
explain white magic to me and explain me dark magic. I
like
say, explain.
like love spells, love
So
money.
yeah, and then they're like, well, could you do a love spell for me? I'm like, you call that white magic? White magic? Yeah. I'm like, you call it white magic to take away someone's will? I'm like, you call that positive, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, oh, yeah. Just because it has the word love before doesn't make it good. Like, so just an example, right? Uh, sorry, I'm going to see if there we had any questions, so I don't
Actually,
have anything.
actually, I saw one really good question from, where is it? Morpheus Christos. I thought there were originally multiple gods and goddesses. Um, okay, so all of these different gods and goddesses in every culture, they're all archetypes of the one creator. Like if you look at the rain, you look at the clouds, the sun, the planets, the moon, the stars, the grass, the trees, it's all created by like one source. So these different gods and goddesses are different archetypes, just like we're one person with many attributes or different types of talents. It's the same thing. Some people ask, well, is it a he or is it a she? It's an energy of both. That's why you got, yin and yang, male and female. You got polarity,
Yeah.
but it's one source. It's actually one source. So if you're praying to like to Shiva, for example, you're praying to the source. You're praying to Jesus, you're praying to that source. You pray to Loki or Odin, it's that source. That's why every culture has its similarities. Like so the king of the king of the Greek gods is Zeus, but to the Romans it's Jupiter. Then you got Aphrodite and you got Venus. Okay,
Yeah.
it's basically like this. It's the same thing. It's just different names and different appearances per culture. So there's not actually literally a bunch of Greek gods over here, a bunch of Roman gods over there, a bunch of Chinese gods over there, and bumfuck guys over there. You know,
And
it's
I take the bus to the next one.
you
It's
know
like, yeah, it's all the same source. And spirit guides, they come from that source. We are coming from that source, and
yeah.
we're just too stupid to see.
Well, so like again, in Hinduism, especially the Hare Krishnas, they teach that there's 14 lokas or realms. So we're in the realm of ignorance. So there's 7 realms before, we're below, where at the very bottom is like the extreme ignorance. And then if you go to the very top, or which is called Brahma Lok, at the top of our universe, near just below the firmament, that's for the intelligent beings. End up reincarnating until they attain this thing. It's called Moksha. Moksha is it's a liberation from the cycles of death and rebirth, and then you cross your soul crosses over, and you end up in the spiritual universe, where there's like infinite spiritual planets.
Mm-hmm.
I laugh when some people say that the firmament is in our sky, like our planet up in the sky there. But according to Hinduism, the actual firmament has several different coverings: earth, air, fire, water, ether, intelligence, ego, etc. But then each covering is 10 times thicker. So if as silly as
That's
this
the same in Norse, yeah.
as silly as this may sound, what I'm about to say, if the firmament is up in our sky here, like on planet Earth, well then how do like meteors and shit come through? Wouldn't be possible. So the firmament is at the very top of our universe, which is shaped as a cosmic egg within a void. So nothing physical can cross over. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, interesting.
There's a lot to cover. Like you want to learn this stuff, it could take you a very long time, especially like Vedic astrology. You got to take at least 10 years before you can master it. I've been into it since like 2016, and I'm still learning. Like I look at my own chart at times and I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed this and I missed this and I missed that. But hey, that's part of the process, right?
Yeah, it's like in the North, you have the 9 worlds, right?
Mm.
And we are Midgard. We're in the middle. You have the lower worlds, you have Midgard, and then you have the higher realms as well.
Same thing.
And they actually all symbolizes, okay, ice, fire again, darkness, light, the ether. It goes all like that as well. And they all have a character like greed, hate, and so on. Um, so, and with Odin traveling through the 9 realms, for me, that is like he gained his wisdom and knowledge. He went through all the phases to
Yeah.
get his knowledge, to get the knowledge of the runes, for example. And like him hanging off the tree is for me a symbolic of I really went, I really stabbed myself in the heart to learn what I know, to gain my wisdom, because it is not done with unicorns. Take a unicorn and ride along the path of the, you. and pick up some sprinkles on your ice cream. It's unfortunately, suffering makes us human. To feel makes us human. Like if we don't feel anymore, then we're not human. So
Yeah. So it's the same thing. We're like in our material universe. You got the higher realms, the lower realms, and we're like in between. So this is pretty much our platform. So we got to choose which way we're gonna go. We're gonna go up, or we're gonna go down. It's the same thing. And going back to the Trinity, that's not a Christian creation. I'm sorry, I don't mean.
no,
I mean, you got. I mean, the audience. You can believe what you want to believe. That's fine. But from like very numerous sources, the concept of the Trinity came from Hinduism, which is actually called Sanatana Dharma.
even the runes, the Zovilo rune, they go even so much further, so far beyond. Like has nothing to do with what they made out of it. It's such a bunch of bullshit, and you can't use it anymore because
Yeah.
of bullshit show. Peep.
So with the going back to the prarabdha karma, it can actually be seen astrologically on a natal chart. Okay, from what I use as the Vedic system, um, it can also be seen if I don't know if Iowa is still in here. You still here? I seen him earlier.
He should be. Just saw him.
I just saw him a few minutes ago. It can also be if you're into Vedic astrology and you look at the Navamsa chart, which is a D9 chart. It's a divisional chart, so it's like dissecting. So if you look at the ninth house ruler of the D9 chart and the ninth house ruler of the D60 chart, which shows their past karmas, then that can explain more. But that's too much details. So what I'm gonna do, what I'll do next week or the week after, is we'll come back and then I'm gonna pop up my chart as an example for privacy purposes, and I'm gonna point out where on the chart the prarabdha can be seen, and I'm gonna connect the dots. But what I'm gonna say right now, it's on a natal chart, it's seen from the sixth house. So the natural sixth house is ruled by Virgo, which is the natural a sixth sign of the zodiac. So sixth house, it shows deaths, diseases, health, uh, conflicts, disputes, litigation. It can also be divorce, debts, and open enemies. So next week or the week after, I'm gonna pop up my chart and I'm gonna connect all the dots, because if I do that tonight, it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take a while.
Sorry, I was just.
Tim Barnes' first 9 nakshatras past life, and also the ninth house. The ninth house on a D1 chart, the regular chart, it shows a portion of our good karmas from previous lives. So keep that in mind. So I don't know if
Yeah,
haven't.
we will get into maybe next week or so, and then you guys can ask Anton question, because I don't know anything about astrology, really. So except what I do, I do the runes, and even there, the Fudak is divided in 3 different kinds, and in 3 ayatias, and
Yeah.
each is 8 runes, and everyone means something else, which is pretty much, again, if I look at it, it's again, we have the first one, the farmer's ayatia, where you plant the seed, where you get stuff going. The second is where you get confronted with things, you take care of your whatever you seeded, right? It's just a short explanation. It's bigger, but it's longer, but just a short one. And then we have the third one where you harvest, where you finally have the understanding, and so on. So actually, you can compare that to the three areas, and so that's how the runes can help you to give you suggestions, right? Not really as an oracle, like, oh, this and this will happen. It's mostly like, if you really want to accomplish that, you got to buckle up and got to get your shit together and do this and this, right? So yeah.
Yeah, like especially with tarot reading, right? The cards can say, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, but remember, we got the free will, so we have that ability to alter the future. But if we're mindful of our situation and our environment, then we could be on the right path, right? We gotta stay on that exact path.
Yeah,
There are
it's like,
times where there are times where just people like give up and change their course. But if you pay attention, you should be able to stay on the right course.
yeah, I mean, we all had obstacles, and I have days too where I probably loaded a shitload of karma again because it just happens. I mean, I worked on myself a lot, and but that doesn't mean that I take shit from everyone, right? Um, but I mean, that back to readings, like energy moves and flows. So that's why if you have anyone telling you this is how it's gonna happen, no, you can just give advice. You can say, hey, this could be the possible outcome if,
If
so
if
and you have to work for it, no one else. So, or if it involves partnerships, businesses, business opportunity, whatnot, the other side can change your mind. They can decide to take another path on the net, maybe take another. So you might not get that opportunity for this job. So you move another one. But if this job was meant for you, at one point you will meet again where you were supposed to meet.
exactly. Like I can sit here on the side, in 10 minutes I'm gonna go to Popeye's Chicken and get something to eat. But then I'm like, screw it. So that's what I'm talking about, like free will. There's
Yeah.
free will all around. Um, Another thing I want to mention pertaining to astrology is that in the Vedic system, it's called the Mahadashas. So the Mahadashas are planetary periods. Now the length of these planetary periods vary. So if like you got Jupiter period, which is 19 years, you got Venus, which is 20 years. You got Rahu, which is about I think what is it? What is it? Iowa 18 years or I know Jupiter's around 16 years. K2 is about 7 years. But anyway, um, these planetary periods again are a result of our karmas in this life. So you may go through like a really shitty period of like 6 years, but then in the following
Isn't
planetary
it the
period,
seventh year? Don't they always say like this? The I have to translate it from German, which is hard. Like we call it the darn seven, the
like
damn
the,
7 year.
the cycles, yeah,
Yeah,
cycles of seven, yes,
and yet seven is a magic number in magic. It's a very magical number.
yeah. They also say it's a number for wisdom
Yeah,
and different. But again, like I said, you can go through 6 years of like bullshit, but then the following planetary period might win the freaking lottery and have a good life, good life.
yeah.
So
But
these are all
you're right. to everyone that came in. Sorry if I don't call you all by name. I was just listening. Mwah. Sorry, Anton.
That's okay. So again, these are all a result of our karmas that we have to exhaust in this lifetime. And once we're finished exhausting our karmas, we die, and then we come back.
If
Now,
we mess up real bad, yeah. Yeah, you see, that's why I'm not too worried about even what's going on right now and what they're doing to people. I'm not a little bit concerned because they're getting actually instant karma soon. So
yeah, the instant karma, and then there's seated. Remember those two, instant and seated. Anybody got any questions? For either for me or for Anya?
7 there, yeah, the Hermetic principle, yeah, slightly. Sorry, I'm reading. I just don't say every time something. I don't want to interrupt Anton. So I'm well aware of you beautiful people all here.
That is why I wink at married women. Yeah, and again, karma is the reason why some people are born under fortunate circumstances, some are born in the middle, and some are just struggling. And another thing that karma could do is you could be born to like a dirt poor family, but then you'll have all the smarts in the world, and then later on in life you become like you out of the family become this big shot chairman of a company. I mean,
Like,
it happens,
sorry.
and then the opposite.
Like what? Why, in your opinion, is there a pine cone statue in the Vatican Central Courtyard? I don't know. Pine cone? Looks
Pine cone statue in the Vatican. You know what? I've never actually seen that. I've never traveled to Rome.
like brandy.
I've never heard of that. Anton, what is that pagan symbol on your hat?
Pagan symbol.
Really? It's the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know if there's anything pagan about that. Yeah,
It's like
there's a Maple Leaf. Yeah, Blue Jay baseball team.
it's like I noticed lately that a lot of people, a lot of people, and I noticed ancestors were here, like especially by the end of last year. I noticed that from my journeys, pushing people like, hey, don't do that, like literally pushing. Don't do the same mistake again. It's over now. The circle has to end right here. Do not repeat. I brought out a few videos about that. So, and I yeah, and I did that myself. Like I totally cut off family karma from my family. Like
Ancestral karma. Yeah.
yeah, like totally. And they were carrying it on and on and on from their ancestors. Yeah, of course I remember that. And I was like, no, I don't want to go on camera.
Yeah, I'm the one that kept pushing you to start your own channel some years back, and you were like, I don't know if you were like intimidated, but maybe you were prepared. How do I do it? What am I going to talk about?
Yeah, I don't want to go on camera. I don't want to do that.
I remember that.
So I was thinking about like why is this repeating? Why am I still here? Why? At one point I just stopped whining. I was just asking, why? What the hell? And then I kept thinking about my family. Plus I was going through some stuff to work off, right, as well. And I was like, ding 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 ding. And then yeah, I was like, oh, right. So I was like, okay, so I did my little thing to release it and talk to really old ancestors as well. If my doctor hears that, I'm totally fine. Like, yeah, I do talk to ancestors. Gotta. I I just realized that I talked to my ancestors. Hello, YouTube. So if yeah, on my journeys, right? I don't have voices in my head. I'm fine. No, and yeah, it just
Getting sleepy.
getting sleepy.
What do you see? What do you see? All I see is hungry man.
Hungry man.
Uh,
Yeah, so I really did a checkpoint, and I noticed my whole family completely, except my daughter and granddaughter, like they're so great. They're doing so great. Um, they all were doing the same bullshit. The same bullshit. No one had money. Everybody had shitty men, constantly heartbroken, cheated, had alcoholics in their life, got abused verbally or physically. And then I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. Thank you very much.
yeah.
So I did my little ritual and my little journey to cut that and ended it. Bam. So, but it takes a while. It takes a few slap in the face.
Mine is more about establishing balance both mentally and emotionally, and especially coming from Italian backgrounds. We like to, too much of this. Too much ba, which drives me nuts sometimes. But
Yeah, backstepping.
I,
Oh,
I've
Susan had a question. Would you talk about becoming more truly human, not relying on artificial intelligence? Aren't we in a dark dream with predatory, pathogenic artificial intelligence? How do you mean that, Susan?
well, it said that
Sorry,
we
that's just an English thing, an English translation thing for me. So,
well, they do call this the Maya. It's an illusion. But remember, we're not in our true form, right? Because
no, we're not.
the soul and the body are separate. Like you're Anya in the flesh, but I don't know. Perhaps your soul doesn't have a name. Your soul doesn't have long brown hair. Your soul's not German. So they're two separate entities, right?
But yet, from
This
a
is
Vrillic point of view, it's one. From an energetic point of view, it's yeah, the soul. Yeah, it's an individual being that can leave and all, but yet from that would take too long. It's yet all one. We can do so much more with our body, so much more healing and all, but that would take too much now to explain. Maybe I can squeeze that in when you do your astrology thing. Um,
Cynthia asked, where is it? I just missed it. Hold on. Anton, what do you think about if there's no partner or kids, no karma? There's no such thing as no karma. See, karma is the Sanskrit word for action. So waving hello is a form of action. So there could either be a consequences or a blessing. If I look at you and say, "Hey, Cynthia," like for example, I stick my middle finger. That's a form of action. How are you going to react to it? If you don't have kids, if you don't have kids in this lifetime, well, then it's not a part of your fate, your journey in this lifetime, as per karma, right? Because remember, we're only given a portion because we can only handle so much. I'm
Yeah, maybe you have other things to take care of or to get rid of, so kids are not involved.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Maybe like, for example, in this lifetime, you're not fated to have kids because at some point, you're gonna go like on a journey to help like mankind, like those gurus, those yogis that are out there. They're called Swamijis. So if you're destined to live a life of pure devotional faith in gods, which requires like celibacy, you're not gonna have kids.
Yeah. It's fact. That's why, yeah, some people can try and try and try. It's not for them, right?
Yeah,
So, does anyone maybe still have a question?
I might have either kissed your finger or bite it. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm,
excuse me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe that was like a poor like example. I didn't mean it like in a negative way. I was just it was
Oh,
just an example of action karma. That's what karma means, action. So everything is revolved around karma. So like when the birds fly, it's a part of action. So what are they gonna get out of it? Well, wherever destination they're going, right? That's gonna be a result. If you hop in your vehicle and you're driving like 240 clicks,
crucify.
what's gonna happen? You might get chased by the cops or you might crash, right? So for every action, there's a reaction, right? So there's no such thing as karma. Even when it rains, when there's lightning, when there's thunder or hurricane, it's all a form of action. Again, riding your bicycle is a form of action, and for every action, there's results, right? So
Yeah,
there's no
you
there's
decide
no
to
such
stand
thing as
under a tree
karma.
during thunder. Well, the chances, it's like,
Oh, you mean past curses? Yeah. I mean, it could be carried on, but again, that's going to be part of your prarabdha karma that you'll have to work on. But then you're going to need certain planetary support, like conjunctions or aspects, to help you realize it or get through it. Because again, there's people that just like, the same shit show, the same repeat the same constant thing, like wheel spinning over and over again. I looked at one chart not too long ago, and I saw that this person is like repeating the same thing over like numerous lifetimes, you know? So,
I mean, look how long it took me to realize I'm carrying ancestral family freaking karma with me. Took me several heart attacks, money loss, and whatnot until I finally woke up. And
yep,
ever since I woke up and finally realized I carry that karma with me, things are going different for me now.
yep.
I'm
Iowa,
not saying smooth, but I'm happy.
yeah.
So,
Iowa asked, Charity, is that good for karma? Yeah, definitely. It's as long as it's for like without any selfish means.
yeah, it's always good to give. It's always good to give if you mean it. If you just give to get something in return, and I had that discussion on the weekend in my webinar, not discussion. We talked about that. It's if you uh, just give to expect something, that's
That's
well,
gonna
you might as
backfire.
well shove it up your ass. It's just like,
That's gonna backfire on you. Exactly.
yeah,
Uh, I mean, like if you're helping out people that are financially struggling, even if you do it without any selfish means, you're gonna get rewarded. Not necessarily by them, but in the future, where good things are gonna come to you as per your karma. So yeah, of course, you
yeah,
know,
that happened to me too, right?
doing
Like,
things doing things without any selfish means, it's going to be beneficial, either in the short term and the long term. In the long term, for sure, definitely.
It's just important not to, I mean, it is important to give from the heart, absolutely. It just be careful that you not end up always giving to the same people without receiving, because that's not good for you, because energy needs an exchange. And I'm not talking like do something, like I said, and then you expect it till next year to happen back. I mean, I'm talking about those people that constantly take your money, your energy, your everything, and never give you anything back. Because what happens at one point is the energy will just flow out, because they're like, me, right? Um, because for those kinds of exchanges that we do, it's important. Energy, you give energy, and at one point you give energy back, and it grows, and then you give again to someone, and that, and his energy or her energy grows, her light, that's how I see that. It's like it grows every time, and if we keep doing this, we can all build ourselves up. It just don't support freeloaders that always cry for help but don't want to get up their feet to do something. Do that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah, boundaries. Yeah.
like if you know that they're freeloaders, but you're gonna keep supporting them, then chances are, as per karma, you're gonna like accumulate that type of karma where in the future you're gonna come across people are just gonna like take advantage of you until you learn.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Even if you give a addict money and he gets dope, might be might being bad karma. Yeah, if you know for sure he's gonna get drugged up, I wouldn't. I don't
sure,
like.
because you're contributing to his habit, and he's hurting himself. So in the future, it's gonna come to you, not necessarily like in the form of drugs, but it could be anything. You know.
Oh, I learned that Pit River indigenous in California called trees the standing people. They are the bravest one. Nice. Yeah, same. Yeah, here we have the trees again. Yeah.
Pit
Oh,
River.
yeah. As you say, yeah, that's kind of a karma too. If you're always giving, right, until you realize, hold it a bit.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I mean, maybe you were a roacher in your past life, and did that, and now you get to feel it. I mean,
I,
you don't know.
I mean, there's no problem with giving, like, or with offering, But if they're gonna keep like asking, or you're like giving hints, well, then you're being taken advantage of. If it's like, oh, thank you very much, I appreciate it. I don't know how I can repay you. Then that's different, right? But again, we gotta be careful.
No, the same with me. I love helping, and I do and do and do, and but then it becomes so much. I didn't even have time to take a pee anymore, like literally, and it was just like, oh, I can't today. Let's do it tomorrow. Like certain people started getting, and that's none of the YouTube community. Just to stop rumors here. Um, and I said, I can't today. Let's do it tomorrow. Well, great friend you are. And I'm like, what the fuck? I just gave you 3 card readings, 5 energy treatments. It's like, hello. And those people I cut off too. It's like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. I mean, I offer myself too, because that's just me. But I'm done having people taking advantage of me too. So that it was kind of my lesson too, to say no and not feel bad about it.
So anonymous is more powerful, like giving blood or leaving groceries at the window door in secret. Oh yeah.
Oh, Crucify says it may well be good karma if it prevents the horrors of withdrawal, alone, sick, helpless, searching for an exit, looking for a way to break the chains, but not yet finding the means. Nice thought. I like that too.
Yeah, again, like taking drugs is also a form of action, right? And just here's the results. So what are you gonna do about it? The like for myself, for example, I've been through a lot of shit in my life. I'm obviously not the only one, but the one thing that drives me, that keeps me going, no matter what, is optimism. That's the that's my drug.
That's mine too.
That's my
Like,
drug. But unfortunately, there's some people that got like not so good planetary combinations on their chart, and so then they got to go through some shit, and of course, again, that's a learning curve, right?
so with the charts, you can actually see how a life path is going. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But the entire chart, the 12 houses, our life path. Our weaknesses, our strengths, our talents, our personality, our way of thinking, our emotions, our reputation, um, our private life, the father, the mother, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, finances, uh, work environment. It shows it shows a lot of things. But it takes some time uh, to go to analyze a person's chart. Some people like to go like do a quick run around, which is not bad, or sorry, a quick walkthrough on the fly, which is not bad. But the way how I like to do it, I like to like go really, really, really deep into it, so I can get like a big picture, and I can't do that in like one day. Strange
Sorry.
how, strange how people love you when you show up at the party with booze and drugs, but good luck getting a jump from any of them when your
Yeah.
battery is dead. Sure, that's again taken advantage, being taken advantage. You're there for them, but are they going to be there for you? See, that's karma. That's karma because either you were that type of person in a previous life, or not necessarily, or
You have to learn it.
you gotta, or the same situation where nobody was there for you and you didn't learn or you didn't do anything about it. You see?
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Matilda here. That's why I'm grinning what Matilda wrote. I am listening. I'm multitasking.
Positive Italian thinking. Yeah, that's my Italian background. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Italian people, Germans, do like the, expletives or fungal, I don't know how you swear in German. Never did.
Yeah, what do you want to hear in German?
I don't know.
Wenn man if I just cuss at someone or if I just bitch at myself. That's like if something went wrong and in German it would be verdammte Scheiße.
Verdammte Scheiße.
Verdammte Scheiße. Like
Uh,
if something goes wrong, then I'm like verdammte Scheiße.
what does that mean?
That means like mm, oh damn shit. Translated it means damn shit, like bullshit. This is bullshit in a more
Oh, that's like at times when we say stu cats.
yeah,
Stu
something.
cats, like whatever, bullshit,
Yeah.
Stu cats. Yes, to cut.
It's okay. Does anyone have maybe question? Because then I would call it a night here.
Yeah, we're 10 minutes past the hour. So either next week or the week after, okay?
Yeah, I don't want to say next week yet to promise that. I gotta see what's coming, but if not, then after.
So some if not next week, sometime after that.
Yeah,
Because maybe Anya might want to do something else, and then I mean we'll do it too.
yeah, because I wanted to squeeze in a tree too that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
So
All right. So you do that next week if you want, and then you got your turn, and then sometime after that, maybe the following week, you
yeah,
know.
and you can do yours. I can explain a little rune. Well, not the runes itself. I have a webinar for that, but because it takes too long, I'm torturing them with a 15-week webinar. Right, Flip?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to learn.
Yeah, Flip is in my webinar. He knows how I torture, right? I'm a strict teacher. Say it.
Wow, orange juice joke. All right. Yeah, we'll do this again for sure, Josie. If not next week, then probably the following week. I'm not going to stretch it out too far.
Yeah, for sure. I just don't know what next week will bring.
Yeah,
So
because we were supposed to do this last week, but
yeah, make you do homework. Uh-huh.
we were supposed to do this last week, but then you had that big storm in like the U.S. and the South and Oklahoma and Texas, and
iOS.
that was out of our hands.
Well, we just had the power out for a couple of hours in the morning, but they announced that they're going to turn it off during the day without telling us when they would do it, which actually never happened. They were not resetting the power. They shut it off domino effect wise, so everybody can have a little power. I don't understand that principle. It's I don't know, whatever. But everything was good. Yeah, no worry. Crucify, no worries. I was busy too, so just
Um. Okay,
we will do that.
Michelle's asking about the link to my YouTube channel. Is she on your friends list on Facebook? Maybe you can like copy paste it to her.
Sure.
I mean, I don't have much content on there because I haven't done anything in over a couple of years. But if you're interested, I did an interview with some guy named Prashant Trivedi about astrology and karma and why life is the way it is. So if you want like others want to learn like other stuff about it, it's on that channel. On my channel, you can see the video there. But okay, so you have it, but on another
Yeah,
device.
I will put it when it usually takes a bit until that video is processed from StreamYard to YouTube. Then I put the your
Oh,
channel in the description.
right. I forgot about that. This is how long it's been.
Yeah, it's all good. We can make it.
It's all good. All
All
right.
righty then, Anton. It was great talking to you and having you back here live.
It was awesome. It's been a while. I think I did a lot better than my first time because like first time I kind of stumbled.
Why? No one stumbles. Everything is good, and we have great people in the chat. They're having a ball, as I saw.
Yeah, again, it's been a while, but we get used to it.
You will be back in Norway. Remember when I started? God, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to talk to my camera. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you all very, 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 very much for being here. And if you, yeah, I will post when we do that again. And then you maybe, if you have questions, you can start writing them down. Then Anton will explain more about Vedic astrology. I can't do that because I don't know nothing. So I will just take the questions during that time. So we make sure we don't miss anything. All right, Anton, thank you so much. You have a good night.
You
And
too. Thank you for having me on, and it was a pleasure. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
yeah, it was fun for sure. So you guys, you all have a good night and a good morning or a good day wherever you are. Bye.